Feeling Our Way Through to the Other Side of Challenging Emotions, November 10, 2014. By Shivrael. When we are going through a dark time, a time of emotional anguish or depression, we want to embody more joy, and at these times it seems to be most elusive. It feels like a butterfly landing to receive joy, in that it is a random thing and not something we can command and control at these times. Embodying light is to embody more joy. When we are in times of emotional distress, we want to remember how to get there, to feel the joy of living once again. It seems at those times, that a switch that suddenly shifts us to a higher place is inaccessible. If it were only that easy. How can we get there? It is more of a gradual soothing that helps us feel better. Or it is living through to the other side, to where our emotions are flowing more joyfully. How do we get there, to the joy side of life? In meditation I was asking for answers, having gone through a recent emotionally challenging period. Answering this question and remembering the answers for ourselves and others would be so helpful. Our inner being knows the answers. Feeling through to the other side is one answer that I got, meaning that we are encouraged to feel those emotions to the core of them, whatever they are, in truth and authenticity. They may be negative emotions, and there is value to feeling them fully and not resisting them, to help us cross the bridge to the other side, where we are gradually feeling better, and then we are laughing again and fully alive and vibrant, having fun being ourselves. It feels so good to come back into this feeling after having left that state of being. Joy is the truth of who we are, yet as humans we experience the gamut of emotions that are not the truth of who we are. The process of feeling these emotions are to bring self-love and self-acceptance for ourselves, having them and feeling whatever we are feeling. An extra dose of compassion for the self helps us be okay with feeling what we are feeling and not judging ourselves. Let us embrace and not push away our humanness in feeling guilt, shame, sadness, being annoyed, jealousy, anger, frustration, grief, disappointment, rage, and irritation. From the human experience we want to escape suffering. This is natural. Yet the soul wants to experience emotions and learn through our experience of being human. You have to admit that times of hardship brought you to times of joy that were richer and deeper than they would have been without the times of hardship. Sometimes going through these times takes us to a completely new and unexpected place we would have never experienced, and it can be rich and deep. From a soul's perspective, the soul sees the lessons in what we experience, and to see the lessons we are learning, like a play in which people are playing roles as characters for our learning, helps us. We see from a wider point of view and how the lesson helps us learn why our experience happened. We can create a new narrative of ourselves and even be grateful for the lesson. There is an ebb and flow to life, to human experience, and it does involve suffering. Not to say it is easy, or that we deserve it and should suck it up and bear it. No, it is acknowledging the truth that we all suffer and we all have hard times. No one is exempt. All experience that arises for any one of us is phenomenal, in that all that is arising is also falling away, within our experience. All is consciousness, and the suffering is a play within consciousness. The experiences we have are part of the play of consciousness within the greater whole of consciousness. There is something more eternal and permanent than the moment we are in, beyond us. There is a possibility of feeling the eternalness and oneness at the same time as the play within it, ourselves experiencing in the now. Our own suffering takes us out of noticing others and how they are suffering too. This is natural, however, if we can open our eyes to another being suffering too, it may give us a reason to feel grateful, or that we have company on this human journey. How else can we get to feeling joy in these times? Appreciation and gratitude help shift our emotional set point to a more positive one. It can be tiny feelings of appreciation for the small stuff in life, like our food, our shelter, our bodies feeling good where they feel good, or the beauty of nature, or how lovely hearing music can be. The feelings of gratitude and appreciation open our hearts, which will make us less stuck in the story of our suffering. Meanwhile, while feeling appreciation and gratitude, we can feel our emotions deeply and authentically with complete self-love and acceptance. Once we feel our emotions to the depth of them, and that may mean expressing them, if only to ourselves. It may call us to move the energy physically through movement of our body or some other way. We can feel into the core of our emotions, to the seed of what created the discord in the first place. Sometimes it is a feeling left over from childhood. We can bring in our inner child for dialogue, for loving and healing, and for integration. Once we feel the feelings without resistance, we come to a place where nothing is left to feel. Sometimes we may have surface emotions that our mind thinks are the ones that are true, and going deeper we realize the core emotions and causes that may be deeper. We come to why what happened did happen. We shift to a new perspective, and this is the magic, the alchemy of the self. That alchemy is integrating the soul self, the human self, and the inner child self. Alchemy is integrating all parts of us into oneness so that inner harmony comes about. Or it may not be so clear as to what is happening and how it happens, and that is perfectly fine. There is a journey and a path to feeling better, and our inner being knows it. We can also choose some action to take, or non-action to not take in these situations. This is the integration and a completion. Then we can after we feel the negative emotions, move on and forgive and honor the lessons that a challenging situation has brought us. We can tune into the truth of who we are that wants us to wake up. The truth of who we are wants us to celebrate and treasure being in this body. It wants us to treasure this life experience, simple things, food, beauty, colors, and nature. The truth of who you are, called the higher self, wants to feel the pleasure of the body in stretching or dancing, in laughing and in singing and all forms of creative expression and everyday living. The truth of who we are calls us to go into our heart and also to go within in times of emotional distress. It calls us to take our eyes off our problems, and in doing so, the problems sometimes evaporate or lessen. The higher self wants us to stop feeling sorry for ourselves, but only when we are ready. The higher self holds us in compassion for the challenges of our human experience and suffering always. There is an ebb and flow to positive and negative life experiences and how we interpret them. Trust that all shifts with time, and our emotions shift with time. We can honor and celebrate whatever emotions we are having in the moment. Eventually we can bring the charged feeling over negative emotions to a place of neutrality. We can observe ourselves being. In the observation, we are taken out of the intensity of the feeling of emotions. We can extend ourselves to ourselves, with compassion for the heartbreak we may be experiencing, or the suffering. Being with those who are compassionate supports us, however the shift and alchemy is an inside job. It is deciding to find the turning point within, in order to feeling better. It is acceptance with no judging of feelings, and then the feeling of joy can sneak up on us. The feelings of contentment and joy can land on us like a butterfly. May you be comforted and supported by the universe through difficult times. Know you are not alone and you are loved, and honored. Shivrael Shannon Luminance River Now at Diamond Light Networks. 11/11 Meditation in Unity, November 11, 2014. By Luminance River. Meditation in Unity. This is really good to do outside, though it can be done inside your home. 1. First, relax and close your eyes going into yourself. 2. Notice the life forms around you and objects too, whether through opening your eyes, hearing or feeling. 3. Connect to what you are seated on or lying on, such as the earth, a log, or a bed or a chair. Include yourself within that as part of you. Extend your consciousness or your awareness to feel what the earth feels like as if you were her. Feel yourself as the earth. Then feel the other life forms one by one. If you hear birds, connect to each bird chirping. Then connect to all of them as yourself. Then connect to the sky and feel the vast openness as if you are the sky. Connect to one tree and experience yourself as the tree, then as all trees. Feel yourself reaching for the sun while being rooted in the earth. 4. Experiment with feeling the earth at the same time as the sky. And feel yourself as the earth and also a tree and also as yourself. Experiment with the feeling of being you included with another, whether plant, animal, human, mineral, or something else. Experiment with feeling the tree consciousness collective, what they feel like, and become one with them. Experiment with a single tree and the different places within the tree, such as roots meeting earth, a leaf, the core heart of the tree, the entire tree and earth on which it stands, and the whole forest. It is all play, and with pod consciousness we can project our awareness into one another and into other forms of life. 5. Expand yourself so you feel as if you are everything and all life forms. Include the birds, the insects, the plants, the sky, the clouds, the earth, rocks and stones, water, the sun. Really becoming it all and tasting it all as well by merging with various life forms in your imagination. 6. Then within the expanse of being the all, select various life forms to experience once again. Connect deeply with all the birds, the stones, the trees, the earth or the sun, or the sky, and especially Mother Earth. Greet each one and ask if they have a message. Ask the ones you are drawn to, ask if they have a message. My experience with this meditation was deep. I went up onto Mount Shasta to sit on an old log that was falling apart from bugs eating it. I sat in the sun and did this meditation. The birds were talking to one another and it felt so good to connect with them and feel each of them and also all of them. Their message was, "We are joy." They seemed so happy. Connecting with the earth, I connected especially with Mount Shasta, who said she is fifth dimensional frequency and to receive it, and that it was shared. I felt her as a high vibration in my heart area. Then I merged with the sun and looked at it out of the corner of my eye. The sun had some rainbow-colored rays frequencies descend as gifts. I could see the colors come into my vision, especially pink rays. I thanked the sun and loved the simplicity of the meditation, which made me feel very connected to all that is, a part of everything, and that everything has a message and a sharing for each of us. We can connect with people in unity consciousness in this way. We can connect with our guides and angels too. I encourage you to try it and feel for yourself what pod consciousness, or unity consciousness, can feel like. Pod consciousness is what animals already know. They know how to feel each other as themselves and shift perspectives from being an individual to being the group or one another. They know how to move as a superorganism, as one being, such as a flock of birds. We can cultivate this telepathy and unity with all life. May it be so. May we all move to experience others as ourselves, and may unity consciousness proliferate on Earth. Happy November 11th Gateway Day. Posting at 11:11 Pacific Time. Shivrael Luminance River at Diamond Light Networks. Pleiadian Affirmations, 11 November 2014. By Luminance River. I am fun. I am joy. I am play. I am love. I am remembrance. I am unity. I am oneness. I am creation. I am creative expression. I am delight. I am laughter. I am being tickled by things that delight. I'm awake. I am truth. I am inspiration. I am love for all beings. I am oneness. I am happiness. Shivrael Luminance River Diamond Light Networks.